What's up, y'all? This is Fly By Night of Pearl and Motivation. We got a special guest with us here tonight. We got Daisha, the CEO of the Black Tire Furs. Um, so she's also a part of the Trillionaire Roundtable. That's a group that I'm in as well. What we do, we network together. We promote other businesses. We collaborate. So if y'all are interested in joining the Trillionaires Roundtable as well, um, hit me up, leave a comment, leave a message, and we'll most definitely get you connected. But yeah, Daisha. So, what motivated you to start the Black Tie Affairs? And just give us a little rundown about what you do.
Um, what motivated me to start it? Well, I was already doing it while I was in the military, and I had to get out, suddenly. So it was something I already was good at, but I didn't have enough confidence or motivation to even seek to do it at the time. I was just doing it for fun. And then I had a lot of people that was supporting me, you know, kind of like pushing me, like, hey, go out here and do that. You already good at it. So, I kind of like went out on a limb and started it and started, getting educated, going to seminars, paying for classes. So that's how I started my business. And what I do now is I do event decorations. I'm an event planner. Also do event rentals. I do community events. That's the biggest thing that I've been channeling lately. So I may do like a back to school bash. I may do a um, Mother's Day brunch or Father's Day. I cater to different diseases or disorders, autism, raising awareness, breast cancer. So a lot of different things that, as well as events, is something I do. Um, I think my next thing is going to be the expos and the conventions because that's my ultimate goal anyway.
Right. So, when would you say was the first time you actually like done a event? I know you said you started, way before you were in the military. So, what would you say was the first time, and how was that? Like, how did the whole process go?
I think my first time I did an event was back in 2016. Um, so when I first started, I was catering as well. So I literally cooked. I had did a baby shower for one of my supervisors, and I put everything together. I did it literally every single thing. Booked the place. I did the food. I did the decorations. I even set up her a little gift area. I made her a gift. Um, and it showed me that I cannot do everything. That's the main thing I got from that. Everybody was definitely happy and genuinely satisfied, but it kind of pushed the time back late, yes, because I had to cook. Then I had to go back and, get the rest of the stuff and try to fit everything in my vehicle. So it wasn't as organized as I wanted to be, but once we actually got it going, it was good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And I most definitely know how them events can be. I had a few baby showers of my own and just like kids' birthday parties and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna lie, it can most definitely be stressful, and it does take more than one person to do all that type of stuff. Cause first you gotta find that space to have the event at. You gotta have the food in order. You gotta make sure that's right. You gotta know how many people is coming. So it's most definitely a lot that goes into that in the back end. So I know you said you joined the military as well. So what do you mind sharing a little bit about that, and what branch of the military did you join?
So I do not mind. I was in the army. I was a truck driver. I joined the military in 2012, and I exited the military in 2017. So I was in for 5 years,
Okay.
and I loved it. I loved it. A lot of people ask me about it, and I would say definitely go. Everybody perceives something different, So it's definitely it definitely helped advance me to the person I am now. It opened a lot of avenues up for me. Because my first duty station was Germany. I've never been out of the country besides that. But now I've been to so many countries. I've been to more countries than I've been to states. But the military kind of like pushed me towards it. I was never not open to it, but what made me want to join was because I'm from Atlanta and I'm used to Atlanta. So I just wanted something different. And it definitely opened me up to that. So
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. Yeah, so you out of the military,
hmm
um, you start, taking this seriously.
hmm
Um, what would you say would be the most difficult events that you have planned?
difficult. I wouldn't say none of them because I'm prepared for all of them now. But
Okay,
um, challenging, I would say weddings.
weddings.
Weddings. Like now when I do weddings, I'm more so just the decorator, or I be the day of coordinator. So I don't do the back end of it. I don't even have to work with the actual bride. All I do is work with the actual whoever's the planner, and I do the decorations for the event, and that's it. So I just set up, and then when it's over, I break down. That's a little bit easier because the weddings are on a bigger scale, and so I have a team for about 4 employees. And when you do a wedding, you need a team of at least 10, at least, unless you're doing small scale weddings. So I think one of my biggest weddings was actually on my birthday last year. It was a
Oh
wedding for
wow.
like 200 people. Um, it was just me and someone else, so it was only two of us, and we had plenty of time, so it was perfect. I helped set up some of the decorations in the ceremony, and I set up really all the reception. So I've been working with that planner for a good little while, and she actually helped me expand. Like I'm going to Charlotte in August, so let's do another wedding.
Okay, okay. So you just not in the Atlanta area. You're just basically all over.
Yes, because it's crazy because at first, yes, I was just doing Georgia, and I have a lot of clients here. I have corporate accounts here, and once I joined the Cheerleaders team, um, But for life, she actually, put it in my mind, why not go global? Why not? Why not travel with it? So,
Right, right.
besides my wedding events, I think I've had another event in Charlotte before I started doing weddings a little bit more. But other than that, I wasn't traveling. And I think traveling is a little bit better for me as well because I already know Atlanta. I have the clients here. But I think traveling actually opens up a lot of more doors and a lot of more eyes for me because I want to start doing expos. And when if I travel, I can learn different traditions and stuff like that too.
Right, right. Now with traveling and expanding outside of Georgia, as far as like employees, how would you basically go about that? Because I know that could be, just expanding. That could be kind of a hard challenge, especially when you traveling from state to state.
So really, all my employees are my family. Literally
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna say everybody, but my close knit family, like my siblings, are all my employees. Literally. Um, but as far as expanding what I have talked about and I have discussed with like some of my family members or employees, once we go to different states, I will collab or connect with somebody from that state. We have to have at least one person from that state. And if they're already in the field, that's even perfect because what I can do is have a team in every state. That's the main goal. So that way I don't have to travel with my team if I don't have to. They'll already be in place.
Okay, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because that's it's so much easier. Um, some of the equipment they might already have that I don't have to bring additionally. So I think that's a little bit easier. And if it's feasible, then that's what we're gonna do.
Okay. And what would you say is some of like the main equipment that you usually have to
Linen,
use for this?
linen, chargers, centerpieces. Those are the
Mm,
main things. Linen, chargers, centerpieces. Most of the other stuff will come from like the caterers. They might have like wine glasses or certain stuff, but then it all depends on the type of event. But most of the event is gonna be linen. Might be a backdrop stand. Um, it all depends because I do event rental, so it may I might have to take my champagne wall. I might have to take like letters, but at the same time, if I could find a vendor out there around the same area, then it'll be easier for I could just grab it from them.
right, right. And do
'Cause
you
it'll be
use
just
like
included. Yeah, it'll be included in the package for the client.
okay, okay, got you.
So it's like
And
mostly I'm bringing my creativity more than anything.
right, right. And you kind of just like you know, like move as you go, like type deal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you do this like actually full time or do you actually like work a job while you doing this or is this like, you know, like an everyday thing?
So this is a lifestyle.
Okay, okay.
This is like I guess it's a career, but for me it's a lifestyle. It's something I do every single day. I say that because I network work with people every single day because I love to help people every single day. It's so many people out here that's lost because they're not educated. It's not because they don't want to be. It's just they don't have the resources or they haven't came across the right person to educate them. And it's a lot of people out here, especially in my field, that don't want to help. So I'm a lending hand. I'm the helping hand, no matter what field you're in. If you're in my same field or if you're not, because at the end of the day, we all have to come together to build. And if we can't
Right.
build together, then we can't do anything together.
Right, right, and that's actually great to hear because you know some people be trying to gatekeep. Now I know you said you want to actually teach people, so is there like any additional resources that you plan on doing, or like any classes that you plan on doing in the future?
So I am planning on doing it. I have gotten a lot of requests to do it, but I am going to do some balloon classes to teach people how to do the balloons, different, ways to do the balloons, different tools you can do, different brand of balloons you can use, all the aspects. So I do have a group online where I have taught people in the past, but I'm not really active as much as I want to be. But I rather do it hands on. And I also said that I'm gonna do it like a tour type of thing. So I'm gonna go to different cities and different states and have it just where I help people do it like that. Just put like packages together or put like a class together so that way they can learn it. And then if they want to get in this field, if they want to do it personally, they can. If they want to do it as a career, they can too.
Okay, okay. And so basically kind of like on the job training type deal, you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
showing them hands on, you right there. Because you know that me personally, you know, learning hands on in person, that's the best way you
And what I
can
do
learn.
is like the same people that sign up for the class, I put them in a group as well because the group I never delete so they can go back and look at videos or something like that as well because everybody learn differently. Some people might not be great as hands-on versus, visual.
Right, 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 right. So how many events would you say you have to do on a weekly basis? Or does it just kind of fluctuate?
It does fluctuate. I do like I'm gonna say I don't get a lot of events during a week unless they're corporate events. And it's mostly like a Thursday or Friday. But I do Saturday, I'm gonna say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is like the busiest days. They are the busiest days. Sometimes I might have to get up double booked, so I have to call in my employees to do this or do that. And I do work with a lot of planners. So a lot of planners may utilize my rental services. They might rent some of the equipment I have or some of the linen so they can set it up themselves. So I just provide various ways for people, especially people that's trying to get in the field and don't have their own inventory because it can be expensive. I have worked with plenty event space owners who still building a brand, so they'll rent some certain like tables and chairs for like a month or like a whole week because they might have two or three events that week. So that way, they don't be rushing or, trying to do different things at the last minute, already have that covered so they could be prepared.
Okay, okay. So, do you own any of your own like event spaces, or do you?
No, I do not. I actually was going to get an event space in the last year. Um, what I decided not to because the ins and outs of event space, I would have to be stationary. But it's something that I may do in the future. Only reason that I may not do it is because I want to do something on a larger scale. So I want to do a lot of conventions. I want to do a lot of expos. So if I had my own event space, it would be something like a warehouse. And
Mm,
the market here is like super oversaturated for event spaces. Like I even had a whole realtor trying to find me an event space, and it's just like a lot of areas are not taking them, or I just don't know the correct avenue to get it, if that makes sense.
right, right. Okay, okay.
Because
So like it's
yeah,
so saturated to the point it's not like any more available in the Atlanta
I
area.
wouldn't
You would
say
say,
there's not any more available just because of since COVID hit, a lot of people has been shut down. A lot of people doing events themselves. Um, but I do have business owners that are doing great. They're doing great. But the prices, because you have to cover overhead, you have to factor all these in, so you got to make up these type of packages. And at the point I am in, I don't feel like it's feasible, if that makes sense. That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I
that
try
makes
to
sense.
I try to, put together different packages that's reasonable and financially acceptable for many clients. Like I said, I have the do it yourself, package. You just can rent everything from me. I even have a delivery, drop it off, pick it up. And that seems to be like one of the easiest things right now. So because it's just like for event space, it's event space, but then it's like dance studios are written out their spaces, churches are written out their spaces. So it's like it's so many different avenues, restaurants are written out their space. So it's just like it's an event space just by everywhere, literally.
Right, 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 right. That's understandable.
Um,
Now, as far as the expos, when do you plan to start the expos, and do you plan to do that like more as a independent thing, or like more with the independent the trillionaire roundtable, or both?
so I've never done an expo.
Okay,
So one thing about me, I love to do research first before I get into something that I can't handle, you know, and I had to step back. So one thing I am doing right now is actually attending expos. I went to school for hospitality management. I got a bachelor's degree, so I learned a lot of different things as far as just some different things you can have is like recycling bins, to help the environment when you have an expos. You have to think about language barriers. So you have to have different signs up that's in different languages. It's so many different things that comes with expos. So my first one, I'm pretty sure I won't do alone. I'm pretty sure I probably would do it with a cherry at a round table. Just since she already did one, she could shed light on it, and then I could just add in my skills to help improve it a little bit more. But that's my goal, to just do more expos, because my thing is I want to grow and I want to teach. I want to teach and I want everybody to learn and bring each other get together and, you know, come up together. And I just feel like even with the Trillionaires Roundtable, I feel like they have to have a face of people that's really to take a risk to be in the front to do it, and people will follow.
Right, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I feel like that's most definitely a great resource. Um, and I feel like, we're starting to get a great team together of people, that's starting to be, more dedicated and things like that. So I most definitely feel like, once we continue to push and push, we gonna get real far with it.
Yes. Yes, we is. Because then we're gonna connect with more people that's like our mindset, like like my individuals. They're gonna come to the team, and that's how we're gonna continue to grow.
Right, right. And what I realized, like with anything, having a network is important, like no matter what you do. And like I know like a little local rap group, right? You know, not too many outside like know them, but you know, I seen their work and they was able to like really gain a huge following on YouTube because they just had a strong network, on the grassroots already. So, their music just started to take off because they already had this strong network. And that's what a strong network can do for you. And that's why it's just so important in business generally.
Yeah, yeah. That strong network would do a lot of different things. It will open a lot of different doors. Like even now, there's so much going on. It's just like I'm really just here. I'm shocked. So and it's just like amazing. It's amazing that the network can just open so many doors. Of course, I'm spiritual, so I always thank God first because He put me in this position. He gave me this mindset. He gave me this creativity to do what I need to do, and I'm grateful that I have it and I'm using it.
Right, yeah, same here, same here. And it's just like especially like since this year has started, like even before then, but it just seemed like, it just kind of been moving and moving like
And we just
non-stop.
started. And we just
Yeah,
started, literally,
yeah, and
like,
it just started. Yeah. So how would you say going to school for hospitality made an impact on your business? Would you say that was that's what really helped you a lot? What was some of the positive aspects about going to college for hospitality?
um, it definitely helped a lot. It definitely helped a lot because, like I said, a lot of people in this field, um, that I came across doesn't or was not helping me in a sense. They was helping me, but it wasn't helping me. It was like it was a tit for tat, or you got to pay me just for this information. So, and like I said, I won't always want to do conventions. I want to be in a convention center. I think that that's my ultimate goal. So, for me to gain into the convention center, I knew I had to be have some kind of education background. Um, so it just helped a lot. Because when you think about the hospitality field, it's tourism, it's hotels, and it's food. So it covers all three of those. It covers like stuff on the cruise ship, traveling weddings or traveling destination events. And like I was saying earlier, it covers the convention, the expos. Um, it helped me do some research trying to learn about different areas as far as I want to do an expo, learn about the trade shows and um, learn about, of course, setting up the tables, the different temperatures for the food. So much that I have learned. But what I do say is, and a lot of people say this is the basics of the field. Um, I've worked in a hotel since I've left the military. I worked in a hotel for overnight audit. I was a night auditor. I was a front desk. I worked the breakfast shift. So just learning those different things and then going to school for it, it kind of go hand in hand. And then it also teach you about like different leadership styles, how to communicate. It's just like a overall big. It was a big eye opener for business for me, and just learning it was amazing. But actually utilizing it and reflecting on it was the best part.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. Learning the stuff is most definitely a good part of it. You in class learning it, but like it's no like learning like actually doing
Yes,
and applying it, going
yes.
out there and doing it. So I know most definitely that you going to school and then having all those years of experience and even your military experience, I know that plays a part in how you run your business today.
Mhm. Mhm. I stand on them business principles. I am big on my contracts. I'm big on time. So those are the two biggest things for me. Quality products. Like if and I'm big on criticism. I'm very big on the feedback. No matter if it's good or bad, I love to improve any area of my business always. Even if I have a client or an employee that did, got into it with a client or did something bad or had a bad relation with the client, I want to know so that way I can correct it because it's always about improvement. You can't grow if you're not improving.
Right. Yeah, yeah, most definitely can't. And what would you say to the people that's actually actively trying to get into this business? What are some of the most important things that they need to know?
Uh, I would say allocate your time, um, because this business takes a lot of time. So allocate your time and focus on each step one at a time. Don't try to do every single thing. Um, just focus on one thing at a time because trying to do everything will wear you out. And I've seen it with a lot of my business partners, associates. They just don't stay in the field. So don't allow anyone to tell you you can't do it. You can. I promise you, you can. And you will. You will. It will be a lot of tough times. It'll be a lot of days where you just want to kick your feet up because it was a long day. But the outcome will be well worth it. And you cannot satisfy every single client. And it's okay. That's okay. You just learn from it and you develop. And that's what I did. I had to channel my emotions. I had to channel my emotions, and you have to learn effective communication. You have to, because that is one of the biggest things in our field. The communication and learning your body language, learning how to set the tone when you're talking to somebody, and learning how to perceive it. Everybody has a reaction to an action, so it depends. It's always going to be on you for what is your reaction to whatever happened.
Right, right. Yeah, that is most definitely true. Communication is definitely key, and that's with like all aspects of any type of business.
Yes.
Even if you're an employee, communication skills is one of the most important things ever. That can resolve conflicts, prevent conflicts,
Mm-hmm.
um, prevent misunderstandings. So yeah, that's most definitely a big part. And another thing that you mentioned there is trying to do everything at once. I know with you, you cover a big portion. You're doing the decorating. In some cases, you may be doing the cooking. In
Well,
some
I don't
cases,
do that no more. I don't do that no more.
you don't. Okay, okay. Because I was about to say, listen, I used to cook a lot too, so I know how stressful that is.
Yeah, so I have like I have a set. So what I do is I build my network. Basically, you have everything that you don't do. or everything, like from a florist to a caterer to other event rentals. You might have, like, I have certain chairs, but other event rentals may have different chairs that the client may want. So I put them on the team. I also have other balloon decorations because for some events I might not have a lot of time to even do the balloons because they take a little time too. So you have to have all these people on your list. You have to have entertainment, um, like the concessions or bounce houses, personnel. So you have to have probably like a face painter. It all depends on what type of events that you cater to. And so since I cater to a wide network of events, I just do small weddings, but every other event like birthday parties, kid parties. So I have to have all these people in my network, so that way I could just call on them. Are you available? And what I will say is, even with your network, have at least two or three people that does the same thing because everybody may not be available the date you need them.
Right, I got you. I got you. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So how would you? Because I know you probably have your network all the way built right now, as far as like say you need a bounce house here, or maybe you need some photography here and there. But how did you first go about building your network?
Well, at first it was more so social media, getting out there, like, hey, you want to be a part of my network. And what I would do is I'll let you go through a process. I contact you, we talk, we do a consult, and then I see your product. Not see your product on social media. I need to see it in person. I also need to see how you work because that plays a big role because at the end of the day, you're a reflection of me. So if you don't have the same business principle as I do, then you can't be a part of my network, if that makes any sense. Like I have a whole bunch of caterers because every caterer may not do the same cuisine. Every caterer is different. And some of the cuisine, like Jamaican, like I've been to Jamaica, so I kind of know what the authentic may taste like. You know what I'm saying? But other places like Filipino, I've eaten it from various places and it might taste different. But also, like, you have to have, my biggest thing is you have to have your business paperwork completed. You have to have it. You have to have at least some type of form of insurance. Is big. It's a big thing. Um, a lot of people don't do ethics or safety protocols for their business. That's a big thing for me because risk is the biggest thing for events. Risk is the biggest thing to me.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah.
but I'm always getting more people to be on my network because some people may move away or some people may not be in the business anymore. I actually have learned this within the last 2 years, especially with COVID. A lot of people stopped doing so many different things and they're trying to go back to work because they're kind of trying to supplement their income.
Right, right, right. So would you say, well, hold on, let me go back because you mentioned this right, especially like with insurance, and I don't want to skip over this.
Okay.
Like stuff like insurance and contracts that you mentioned is very important, especially like when there's like risk involved,
Hmm.
any type of liability involved. Um, you know you're making a good point there, and this is for anybody that wants to do any type of business in the future. Making sure they have these contracts, they have their insurance, because if they don't, if you don't do everything by the book, it can most definitely come back and bite you. There's been people who's been scammed by not going through the proper paperwork. There are some people who have been sued because they may have hired the company that didn't have the proper insurance, and then
Hmm.
something bad happened. So yeah, that's real important.
And a lot of corporate accounts, like a lot of commercial or businesses, they require it. And if they don't, you should still want it because, like I said, it's to protect them, but it's also to protect you. And a
Right,
lot of
right.
people think business insurance is expensive. It caters to you, so you don't have to have $1 million worth of insurance. It all depends on you. It all depends on how you want to cater. You can start small and build up.
Right, right. They have different options out there, like they have liability and stuff
Yep.
like that. So you don't necessarily have to go for the full package, especially if you're starting off
You're
small,
starting
you
off.
know.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what would you say motivates you the most, just in general?
Um, just in general,
Yep, just in general.
my babies.
Babies, okay. Yeah.
And it's crazy because my kids can help me set up an event. Like they put chair covers on, they put tablecloths on, they know how to set up the silverware the proper way. So it's just like they motivate me a lot. Like my oldest is 9 and my youngest is 5. But these days the kids are just so smart, it's ridiculous. Like if I even miss something, they're like, Mom, you missed a plate, or hey, this chair is not the same way as these chairs, so we need to turn them. It's just the small details that really matter, especially for events. But they my motivation and they make sure I stay on it, literally.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, my kids, my motivation too. And so do you plan on like kind of just I know you have them, working with your business, but do you kind of encourage them to kind of launch a business of their own?
So they do have that business of their own. They have the
Okay.
lemonade business. So the lemonade business is my kids' business. All three of my kids. It's just started not too long ago, and we have over like 12 different flavors of lemonade. So yeah.
And so do y'all just do like a regular lemonade stand, or do y'all like sell online or in stores? How does that work?
So right now we only do like pop up shops. We have did like at the fairgrounds. We got a circus coming up. So it's a lot of different stuff we have coming up. What I do want to do is get it into a commercial space. Um, so that way it can grow, grow, grow. I do love it because it has allowed my kids to, build their confidence. Working with math, reading, it's amazing. It has just boosted, overall aspects of just business with the kids alone.
Right, right. And how much would you recommend that to other parents as far as like trying to get their kids into business as well?
I would definitely recommend it. I would definitely recommend it. My middle son, he didn't like to talk to people really much. He's still not a big talker, but he has come out his shell a lot. And now, like when we go do setups, he loves to talk to people. He gonna tell people everything about the lemonade. So it shows them a lot. It teach them, about money, the value of money. It teach them about savings, the workmanships. So it teach them a lot. What I did say was because even when I started my event decor business, I said I never want my kids to work, a 9 to 5 job. But at the same time, I actually do because I want them to know the difference between me as a CEO and someone else as a CEO. So that way they can learn how to work with different people, not just with me, even though they have their own business now. I want them to know exactly the aspects of the workforce as well out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I most definitely agree with that. You know, Me personally, I feel like you should have multiple streams of income. So, um, especially if you're starting off a business, right? So you're going to need some supplemental income. It's going to be days where you take L's, where you take
Yeah,
losses. Um, it's going to be days where it's just like completely slow, and you still have overhead to pay. So to me, kind of balancing that out, you know, it's cool to work a job. There's nothing wrong with it, but making sure that you working on something for yourself and having a form of some supplemental income, that's also important as well. I feel like the thing that happened is, and I've seen this, it was a while back, right? It was this man, he was a truck driver for Yellowstone, I think,
Mhm.
and he ended up losing his pension, and he was just like he worked there for 30 years, and he
Oof,
lost his pension, and it's just like he was throwing a fit, he was hot. So
bad.
like just situations like that, you don't want to be in situations like that to where you're so dependent on this job to where that's your end all be all, and if you
And
lose
anything
that.
can happen. You can lose a job. The job could just up and just dismantle, or something can happen where you end up losing a job, or your health can go bad and you lose your job. It's so many different ways. So I do promote, different streams of income, and so that's another thing that I do. Like I'm going to school. Well, I'm going to take the test soon, but I am about to be a licensed life insurance agent, and then I'm going to be an investment licensed investment agent as well. So that way you can invest your money. So as the time grow, you already have money coming in because you already putting money in this investment accounts.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And basically, so what would you say would be the process about going for your insurance license?
So the process would be would you would have to basically contact me, and then I can sign you up to do the application. And what you'll do, you'll have to go through the training, which is basically online. Um, you have to go through the training. You'll have to get fingerprint, and then you will basically take the test. Once you take the test, you're licensed in Georgia, and if you want to get licensed in other states as well, you can do that as well. And I go over everything as far as how the pay works and everything. So I have been doing it. I haven't been doing it as much because I've been focused on taking my test right now, but I have been doing that as well. Like I've been just trying to help people, like, hey, if you don't have life insurance, you need life insurance. And if you do have life insurance, hopefully it's not just with your job, because we just talked about it, anything can happen with your job. And job insurance is way different than having your own personal life insurance policy. It's so many different aspects that go into it. Like they got different things, like you got to be going to work, you have to be commuting to work or from work, or on the job when something happened to you for them to pay it out. Like, and I tell people, like, don't if you don't believe me, just read your policy.
Right,
So,
right.
and a lot of people like the cash value life insurance, but I don't like it, and I reason I don't, because I don't want to take away from my life insurance because you got to put it back. And what if you don't have enough time to put it back and something happened to you?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do a GoFundMe. Nobody wants to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I see that a lot to where people
Yeah.
they have to actually do GoFundMe's for weddings because they don't have life insurance, or they don't have enough money to cover the weddings. So yeah, life insurance is very important. Like you said, you should most definitely have life insurance outside of your job.
Yeah.
Now, got one more question.
Okay.
So as far as like working with family,
Whew.
is there like any hiccups with that? I know I worked with family before.
Um,
Um,
I'm gonna say I probably had one incident. I work with my mom a lot. She's like my best friend. I've had one incident with my mom. But for the most part, with my family, they only do setup and breakdowns with me. They don't handle any other paperwork. They don't handle any other pay, or for us that they already know how much they're gonna get paid before the job even starts. Like once I even sign the contract and get deposit for the client, that's the second thing I'm doing is contacting my employees. Um, I haven't had too many issues because it's not that many of us. And mostly my kids, they already know how I am, so they know, hey, either you're gonna do it or you just gonna sit over there, you know. So they might get a leeway, but as far as like my regular employees with family, no. But I do have other employees, especially like during the summertime. I'm gonna say probably like March, starting March, April, it started to get real, real busy. So I do have other employees outside of my family. Um, and I don't have too many problems with them either. Um, I think it's the main problem is retaining them, keeping them on. Could be a big thing that doesn't really happen. But I don't have any too many. I ain't gonna say I haven't had anything, no issues with my family besides my mom. Actually, got into it with my client one time, and I had to intervene. But other than that, I've had no issues with my family because, like I said, we're a real tight knit. Like my circle with my family is real tight. So I have had other people within my families who ask become employees, but once the call happens, it do, it is it's not received. You know, once you
Oh,
call them, it's like I can't reach them. So I can't put you on board if I can't even get in contact with
right. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. Like I said, I work with family too. And it's been cool for the most part, but sometimes, things can get stressful.
you.
And,
Yep.
especially if you have like big events and stuff like this. So
Yes. Yes. So
so
yeah,
so I know how that goes. Um
they'll
what
never
would
want
you
to do right.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think the biggest thing is the communication.
the
Like
communication.
I don't tell my family exactly how much a contract may be because that'll cause some issues, you know, because like I said, I'll do a contract and I'll tell them how much they're gonna get paid beforehand. But if they feel like hey, I should have gotten more or, you know, I can't say we don't have any issues as far as somebody else get paid more than the other. Everybody get paid the same. So, but other than that, that's what I do. I do not do so that way I can minimize any conflict.
Right. And that's actually respectable because as a business owner, and they're working for you, they might not know everything that you have to put in, or everything you have to come out of. So they may be thinking they may need more money than what they might actually need. And I'm pretty sure you pay them well and everything. But
They will.
just right, just in general, me personally, I never had that when I was working with family that had their own businesses. I personally never had that mindset because I know what goes into it, and if they get a contract for this much or so or whatever, um, and they pay me this much, I'm not finna make too much of a big deal out of it. That's just me though. So, do you have any events coming up, like in the near future?
Yes. So I have on the 24th, I have a pop-up shop that I am hosting. My kids will be selling lemonade, and I have a about 15 vendors. Um, so that's one event. But also with my business, I have an event. Matter of fact, I have an event Saturday. I forgot. I didn't forget about it, but I just connected with a church not too far from my area, and they want me to do some balloon decor for their event. They're having like a food drive, and they just want to do some balloon decor because their church is like off of Main Street, and you know how they just want to have some enticement for people to come in. So I'm very excited about that because that's a new client. Also, the other new client I have is on the 24th of February as well, for a school PTA. This school is not in my area, but it's not too far from me either. And I'm doing some centerpieces and I'm doing a prop for her for they're doing like a sneaker ball type of thing, a sneaker ball. So I'm so excited. I just love that new clients just trust me with their vision. So I love that.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And I can tell you love what you do. Um, I'm pretty sure you get your fair share of different experiences and excitement. It sounds like an exciting business to work in. So
It
yeah.
is, it is. I've been getting like new commercial clients, so I love that. Because majority of my business now has been word of mouth. Of course, I still network out there. I still push my business social media. I still go out and give business cards. Actually, I'm going to a networking event tomorrow, and I'm just going to just see what they got. Network with other people, see the different businesses. It's actually an expo they're having tomorrow, in Atlanta. So I signed up for a ticket and I said I was gonna go since I was free. So why not?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, why not? Why not? So where can people find you at on social media?
Social media, you can find me on Instagram at black.tie.affairs. And it is spelled BLACK TIE.AFFAIRS. And on Facebook, I am the number one Black Tie Affairs. And I am on TikTok, Black Tie Affairs. And I also just um, launched my website back up. It is the number one blacktieaffairs.com.
Okay, and then after this stream, you can send me all that information. What I'll
Okay.
do, I'll make sure I'll pin it and everything. But yes, I want to thank you, Daisha, for coming on. This is Daisha with the Black Tie Affairs. Also, she offered to be a brand ambassador for Fly by Night of Pearl. So
I'm excited.
since you offered that, I most definitely can supply you with a free jumpsuit. Like I said, just got a word and take some professional pictures and yeah, the new jumpsuit launch is finna come soon. I'm getting the sample that's finna come in real soon, and I'm finna do pre-orders for the drop, and yeah, we finna get the ball rolling on it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for coming on today. I'll be sure to share this on Facebook as well, and I'll have all her information pinned in the description.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, bye.